Welcome back to Pure Mayhem. It's me, Michael, like your host, and we are starting the day off with Season 2, Episode 5 of Deal or No Deal Island. As we left off, Dixon faced the banker and had one of the record-breaking Deal or No Deal battles with the banker in history. And we start this episode off with the cast, pretty much celebrating and congratulating him. He did a really good job and he went all the way, and it was shocking to see, honestly. He won so much money, biggest in Deal or No Deal history, but he also went against Will, which is a very bold move. Will is not someone you want to mess with, and Dixon did promise him that he would take out CK, but CK's still there, and he took out Storm unexpectedly. Dixon proved that he can be a player in this game, and he's not just going to go with the majority or do what someone tells him to do. He's going to do what's best for him, and I love that. Dr. Will obviously isn't too happy. He didn't get what he wanted. He thought he could manipulate Dixon, and he didn't, and he couldn't. And now he's going to have to rethink his whole strategy and moving forward in the game because people aren't bowing down to him. And with Dr. Will being upset and not getting what he wants, our favorites, Parvati and David, they're happy. They're thrilled. The family, their alliance can stay together. They're all still here and they can take control of the game. So everyone's, gathering, talking, mingling after Dixon's historic win. Philip has an emotional conversation with Dave and Parvati and basically tells them, I just need one person to look up to me and I feel satisfied. Like, I was someone who was bullied and had a speech impediment growing up, and I didn't think life was going to be good for me, and just want to give that one person who felt like me or does feel like me hope, like that things get better and that we can live a good life after all. And I think that's very relatable. I love that about Philip, and maybe I'm just one of them, Philip, okay? Now we know that Parvati and Philip are close. They get along, they vibe. Like, she's saying that Philip is important to her. I love this alliance, like I said earlier, and I want to see them go all the way. But only one of them could win. Even though Parvati loves Philip, she doesn't want him in her main alliance. She feels like he doesn't fit in. He's not maybe too good on the strategy part. And I don't know, his confessional is giving that he has potential, but maybe his back hasn't just been put on the line to show that. The scene cuts to then Seychelle and Elle, I'm gonna call her because I don't know how to say her name. Letty, I don't know. I also hate this fucking overlay. Like, I can't get rid of it. Like, I watch the traders on Peacock, and I don't think this shows up on the video. For some reason, it does it with Deal or No Deal Island. It pisses me off. Like, I don't even like it. But I ain't got time for all this post-editing shit. Like, I have a job. I have two of them. I could do it, but I'm not. Like, it looks like I'm not. Y'all gonna have to fucking deal with it. But still, like, comment, and subscribe. And then I'll have more time. And then I'll do it and put the work in. But basically, Elle and Seychelle, they're coming for the family alliance, and they want one of them to get in the bottom. I love this side conversations that Seychelle keeps having with people, Seychelle, whatever her fucking name is, because she's giving strategists, and she's giving, I'm not just here for a vacation like other people in the house. MJ. MG. Sorry, I can't even get her name right because girl's not relevant. So I would love to see Seychelle get to the end as well, because I kind of love seeing her on screen right now compared to others. The challenge, Joe tells them that the banker's impressed. The prize pot has increased tenfold, and with that, these challenges are going to be more insane, giving height from what he hints, and he tells the cast that they need to pair up, and no one seems to be wanting to jump and pair with Dr. Will. I mean, are we shocked? But being paired with Dr. Will is good. You know he's going to want to win. You know he's going to try and keep himself safe, which means he's going to keep you safe, and he's going to do whatever in his power to keep himself in the game, which benefits you as well. So honestly, it can hurt you and not hurt you to be his partner. I mean, people obviously want him out the game. He's the biggest threat, so no one wants to be paired with him. But it's a risk you're going to have to take. You could win with him as well because he is a great competitor and strategist. Dr. Will, lucky enough, gets a volunteer, aka Dixon, who just fucking killed it. So Dr. Will's world, maybe they might take it light on him because Dixon isn't hated, but he is also a low-key threat. But can we just talk about the irony about how he just betrayed him and lied to him and then jumped to be his partner? Like, Joe then tells him that they're going to be led into the challenge in pairs, but one by one. And we see a case tower. It's about 80 feet high. He tells him that the banker pretty much wants them to see how much they trust each other, so they won't be competing together. They'll be competing against each other. And bitch, I had the same motherfucking face. And Joe, you think it's funny? It's not funny. You did us dirty. Like, this wasn't my ride or die, and you gonna make me go against them? I'm tired of these messy ass producers and hosts. Like, I want to fight now. Backhand him. Shit. He then explains the challenge that basically they'll be hoisted in the air by the two hammocks that I showed you previously. They'll be facing each other, but only seeing the case values that are on their side. Each side of the tower holds 8 cases, 10 feet, which each one I'm assuming because it's 80 feet tall, but no cases on either side are the same. The hammocks will then stop at each case, and if it stops at a case that a player wants to claim, they will pull a rope to lock it in. But doing so locks in the case value for both players, but will also send their opponent plummeting to the ground because the hammock will then drop, making that player free fall, and that's scary, and that's not fun. 80 feet motherfucking tall in the air, fuck no. Clearly, whoever has the highest case value will win and not face the banker. So again, this first round is the pair Elle and Lachelle, and they're close, but only one of them can be safe because whoever gets the highest value out of the two pairs are the ones that are safe from elimination. Obviously, the one with the highest one, again, also gets immunity and wins the challenge. So what's funny about this is they could lie to each other about what case values that they have and make the other one pull the lever. But you have to be skilled and they would have to believe you. I would obviously make my opponent think that they have the higher case so that they pull the lever, but in reality, I have the higher case. Lachelle and Letty are having conflict during this challenge. They both want to be safe. Lachelle especially, she's like, I've just been up for elimination too many times. I'm not fucking with it. I don't want it to happen again. But unfortunately, the highest value case is on Elle's side, and Elle's like, girl, I'm not coming for you, obviously. Like, just let me get the highest case so no one else does, and I can ensure your safety. And that is a good strategy. I mean, I'm with Lachelle too. Like, you just want to have security. You want to be able to sleep good, not have to worry if someone's going to backstab you. This is a game. You just met these people. Like, no. Like, I want to do it for myself. And I want to win a challenge probably too. So I totally get it. But she's going to have to just trust her friend at this point because she doesn't have the highest value case at all. So taking that case just puts someone else who she doesn't trust the opportunity to win and put her up. So she might as well just throw it and give it to Elle. And let's see if she's smart enough to do that. They are both crying. She's afraid she's going to go home. She doesn't want Elle to pull that damn fucking rope. But Lachelle dropped quick, baby. Go on. The next pair is CK and Seychelle. They don't like heights. I mean, most people don't. Seychelle is good, and she's from New York. I can't remember if she is or not, but she's like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Like, I'm not coming for you. I swear on this, that. That's New York energy. She got to be from New York. The way she talking, her maneuvers. She's like, girl, I'm not even coming for you. I'm coming for the alliance. Like, just let me take this W. Like, and fucking Seychelle wins because she's got the highest value case. So CK, give it the fuck up. And girl, yeah, y'all got snakes too? Oh hell, fucking no, hell no. Actually, I might try it just to be cool, you know. CK's not happy that she kind of gave her game up, but you just better join her in the petition to get out the stronger alliance. The next pair is MG and David, and I'm sure David's going to end up with that high value case, even though he's one of the biggest threats, because MG's going to trust them. They're family together. And MG honestly agrees with him. She's like, dude, you're the biggest threat. I know you're going to keep me safe. I trust you. Like, take the win. Okay, just leave your game in someone else's hand, MG. And people who want him out can't come after him. Guess what they're going to do, MG? They're going to come for his alliance members. And guess who's not safe? You. So you better hope damn well the rest of your family members don't get the highest value case in a safe immunity, because, girl, you're gone, because you're a number for them. David ends up with the $2 million case. He is the winner, clearly, but it's still not the highest value case, so he doesn't choose who faces the banker. So far, the family is not in full control. Parvati and Philip are our next pair. I'm interested to see how this goes. Parvati is a gamer, Philip is not. Philip doesn't seem to be strategic, but maybe he might show us a little insight right now and try and be safe. But Parvati is going to pull that. Everyone knows I am on Survivor. Like, I'm a threat, and I need to save the game. I can protect you. I can keep you safe. I am a number for you. You can trust me. I see it now. Philip, he wants Parvati to be at the bottom. He kind of lies to her about his amount, and Parvati lies to him about her amount. And Parvati does have the higher value case, even though she lowballed it, and she's going to end up winning, which makes her safe. And I wonder how Philip is going to react to this. He calls him out, like, you lied to me. He's like, girl, so did you. But you came out on top, Parvati, so you should never say nothing. And I knew Philip was going to react this way, but you lied first. You should have asked first so that she could have lied first so you can justify lying back. But rookie mistake. Philip is a little disappointed because he trusts Parvati as a person, but he can't trust her as a player. Duh. Have you watched Survivor? Have you watched The Traders? Oh, the last pair is Dr. Will and Dixon, and they got some beef. They got unresolved history, so I wonder how this is going to go. Will Dixon lie to him again? I think if Dixon was smart, even though he kind of would want to be safe, he should probably gain trust back with Will by letting Will win. Damn, Dr. Will is so upset about the outcome of the game that he's not even there to open his case. Clearly knows that he lost, obviously, but Dixon could have been lying too, so it's funny that he just is so dramatic about this thing. But maybe he can just read Dixon well. But I'm glad Dixon is safe. And Dr. Will probably knows that he's possibly going to be facing the banker tonight because he is the biggest threat in the house. So it wouldn't be shocking if whoever wins this challenge, obviously it's going to be Elle, that she chooses Dr. Will to go up. Dr. Will's upset because he wanted to pull the lever before Dixon. So obviously Elle is the only one who's safe, but like I just fucking predicted and said I didn't want to happen, even though I secretly do want this to happen. Most of the family are safe besides MG, but she's lucky that Dr. Will was in a different pair and he also lost, because then I feel like whoever won would have chose MG and not Dr. Will to fucking cut this alliance and break it apart. So just to recap, this is everyone who won / safe from today's challenge. It's Seychelles, David, Elle, Parvati, and Dixon. The remaining players lost, which you can see to our right here is CK, Philip, Lachelle, MG, and should be Dr. Will, although he's still not there. Joe announced Elle as the winner, and she has a huge decision to make. Got to decide what's best for her game, she says. Now, this is her episode. I mean, I feel like she was kind of in the shadows in the beginning of the season, and now that she won this challenge, we can see where her head's at, where she stands, what she's thinking, and how she perceives to go on about the rest of the game. I do see her as someone who may choose Dr. Will. I think she's just going to go with the house and who's the biggest threat rather than alliances or something like that. I think she's going to play it safe and see if she can get further in the game and slide by. And shortly after I say that, she goes, I want to keep my hands clean and make it look like it's other people's idea. So I definitely see Dr. Will being chosen by Elle. Because who's going to be mad if Dr. Will's up for elimination besides Dr. Will? And if he goes home, good. if he stays in the game, bitch, I'm safe as the winner of the challenge. I don't give a fuck. Anyone, choose anyone. They all my competition at the end of the day. What's interesting is I don't really know who Dr. Will send home if he wins. Like, he obviously would want to go for Parvati, David, and Dixon, but they're all safe. So his biggest enemies or threats are not up for him to eliminate. So I wonder, really, really wonder who he's going to choose, because I don't think he's discussed disliking anyone else besides CK. So let's see if he actually does gun for her. So after the challenge, they all go home and they start eating. At the dinner table, Dr. Will decides to tell the cast, because they ask him, like, hey, what happened? Like, why were you upset? He basically says that he wanted to lose and he wanted to humiliate Dixon and call him a weasel, and things didn't just go his way. Parvati's over it. She cuts him off, like, get to the fucking point. Like, what is the point of this? You got what you wanted. Why are you upset? Like, you're not the only one here. There's 12 other people here. Stop throwing a bitch fit. You're a grown-ass man. And girl saying, that's exactly what I was saying. Dr. Will has a conversation with a few of the cast members. It's Philip, it's Elle, it's Seychelle, who I think he should team up with because she also wants to go after the Family Alliance, and they should work together on doing so. But he said he purposely lost because he wants to face the banker and take out CK because she called him out in front of all of America. Seychelle's saying there's bigger targets you should go after, pretty much. And she says exactly what I was thinking. This is why I need to be on these kind of motherfucking shows. Like, she's like, you want to dismantle the family, take out MG and stop being an emotional player and play with logic, Dr. Will. Philip in this argument is annoyed about his outcome with Parvati and how she lied and she's a red flag. But you lied to her first. Stop playing the fucking victim. And she's a gamer and she's won. So what did you expect her to do? Sorry, you trusted the wrong person. Get over it. You're not in jeopardy. She can't go home. Why are we hearing about this? But he wants to basically go after MG to hurt Parvati. I mean, Parvati is a threat, and so is her alliance. So good job, Philip, I guess. Dr. Will wants Elle to put him up for facing the bankers so that he can take out MG. He's shaking her hand. I don't think she really believes anything that he's saying. Like, it's all in her face. She doesn't feel comfortable with what's happening right now. She looks unsure. She looks like she is like, no, at this point. Like, if something else different happens, I wouldn't be shocked. I think that she will choose him, but she won't believe that he's going to send home MG. She doesn't believe that part. But I honestly think Elle doesn't care. So she's cool with whatever. She's going to win either way, whether he takes out any of them or himself. Dr. Will throws in something smart and goes, hey, if I send home MG, then let's recruit CK and Seychelle go and actually get CK. And she bonds everyone together to get rid of the Family Alliance. This will be a test of Will's loyalty and see if he can be trustworthy, not only to CK, but everyone in on this too as well. So it's going to take a lot of them to get rid of the Family Alliance. And yes, they may want to get Will out, but they can use him. They can use each other, and they're going to need each other. Dr. Will does mention that, shit, if he sends MG home, the whole Family Alliance and everyone outside of this plan is pretty much still going to be coming after me. But they all were coming after you. You knew that you were the biggest threat. So do you really care, Dr. Will? You're just trying to gain some sympathy. I get it. The scene then cuts, and we see Dixon basically confronting Will, like, why the fuck did you call me a weasel in front of everyone, and how am I a weasel? Dr. Will just basically tells him, like, look me in the face and tell me that you're trustworthy, because I don't think you are. And Dixon's like, I am. Maybe not to you, but everyone else, I am. Which is true. And Dr. Will tells Dixon, because Dixon asks him, like, what are your plans for tonight? Like, he's gonna actually fucking tell him. Like, okay, at least you asked, okay? Kudos. Like, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do my best to win, and then I'm gonna get rid of Nunya. And then Dixon's like, Nunya? He's like, yeah, Nunya. He's like, Nunya? Like, none of your fucking business. Gold. And with that, we see the cast enter the Banker's Temple. This is good for Elle. I think she will actually throw in Will, like I've been saying, one, because it works for her strategically, but also she's got a volunteer. She's not making any enemies, so she's most likely going to choose him. As a reminder, this is the final case so far. Michelle has a decision to make. Write in the comments who you think she should have chosen. Surprise, surprise, she chooses Dr. Will. Dr. Will chooses box 12. Will's first round of cases doesn't go too well. He seems to be going in order, which is an odd strategy that I don't think we've ever seen before. It's giving mixed results. Most of the high value cases on the right side are down, but he still has about 3 to 4 cases up there. But this cast is happy that he may lose, but they're annoyed that he's not going to add any value to the final case. So they want to see money more than anything. So they're a little upset at him, think he's cuckoo, but they're praying that he pulls it off and at least adds money to the prize pot and still go home. The banker presumes Dr. Will as a legend, but doesn't think he's playing legendary. She doesn't think he's playing seriously, so she gives him a weak-ass offer. He understands. We know he's going to say no deal if he's playing this reckless, so let's just see if it pays off. Knowing Dr. Will, it might just. The cast is throwing shade or saying he's not the right guy, he's the devil, this is why the case openers are wearing red. They are just not feeling him. The cast is a little upset. His first deal, I thought he was going to be reckless, but he took reckless to a whole nother meaning and is potentially taking the deal. The cast thinks this is foolish, this is stupid, he's making a mockery of it. Not only is he taking the cases in order, but now he just takes the first fucking deal and adds shitty money to the prize pot, even though 72 grand is something, okay? But they feel like this is just BS. It's disrespectful. He's not playing with the same integrity and intention as he said he was earlier in the game. Parvati calls him out. David calls him out. They're like, this is the bitch move. This is dumb. Let me remind you who you are and who you said you are. Dr. Will ends up ultimately with the final decision saying no deal. He basically fooled the cast to get a little bit of honesty out of them and insight on them, and it worked. He tricked the fuck out of them. And this is why I secretly love him. He's making good TV. He's being strategic. He's playing the other players. It is putting a target more on his back and making him seem untrustworthy, but he's taking that risk to get insight on the game and to further his game. If he pulls this off, he now knows where people stand with him and how they feel about him, which he had just gotten by fooling them. By remembering what the actual rules of the game are, is that Joe has to ask you for a final decision in a certain way. Dr. Will decides to still go in order, which is, again, an interesting strategy, and he knocks off the highest value case. So the group's hopes for that being on the board, gone. As you can see, Parvati, Dixon, and David are not thrilled. But I think they're a little more annoyed that he outsmarted them and he played them and he got genuine reactions from them and they're not too happy about it. And they just see him more as a threat and more reasons to get him out. Bill gets offered $168,000. It slightly goes up just because his other 2 cases, one high, one low, that he chose, didn't make a big enough weight. He actually takes the deal on this one, and he knows it's going to upset the group because could be more. This is everyone's face. We all don't want to see. I don't want him to go home. I love the drama that he's fucking giving. And I love Parvati and I like David, but I kind of want to see him take out MG. Like, it's going to be boring if you take out CK. Like, no. And Dr. Will is safe. His case is $1,000, which means his deal of 168 is greater than $1,000, and he's staying in the game. And let's see who the fuck is he about to send home, because he hates CK, and we know what he's like when he's in his petty mood and he wants to be villain. But I think he's gonna be so wanting to hurt Parvati and David and Dixon that he will actually choose MG because he can't get to them, and so he's going to take out their alliance member and their friend. So the pettiness in him, I think, is going to win tonight. We see that he's an emotional player too, so I'm not going to be shocked. I don't think he's going to choose CK. Dr. Will attacked CK like, you've been meaner than me than you should have been. And I don't like that. And just for that, person who's going to be eliminated tonight is NG. What? Nah, I'm not shocked. Like, but not him leading up the cast to think that he was going to choose CK. And look how he blindsided these three. And he blindsided MG because he just walked off right after he said her name. She's like, what? What? Bitch, he said your motherfucking name. You know your name, right? You're going home. Get up. Bye. Now you can go join Storm and tell him I said, hey, girl. Dr. Will also does something smart where he lets the cast know, like, hey, I made a deal with some people to get you out, and I have to fill that deal. Just so the target is not only on him, but it's on them too. And clearly, Elle put him against a banker, so she's going to be wrapped into that. But it also makes her relationship with Dr. Will and future relationships that people may want to form with him troublesome because now he is outing out who he's making deals with. So thus making a rocky relationship and making great TV, which he loves to do. He knows how to do it. Where has this man been? Get him on Traitors. Again. Grace does not leave with Grace, and she doesn't even want to hug Will. Girl, bye. You came on here for Love Island and a vacation. Go with Storm. Go say hi to Storm. Give me his hotel number. New prize pot is pretty much $5,700,000. Boy, what I could do with that. And with that, the episode is over. Joe tells them, like, hey, you never know what the banker has in store for you next. And they're looking at Will, like, the fuck? And tonight was a really good episode. I enjoyed it. I love when a master plan is in place and you're wondering in the whole episode if it's going to fall through. And it did, and it shook the house, and it is going to be crazy next episode. The backlash that Dr. Will is going to get, the strategic play, and the enthusiasm that everyone's going to have to win next episode, and possibly another blindside. Like, it's going to be great. And with that, it's a wrap.